Watcher guys, and welcome back to Ratfyn Lake. I'm down for the day. The forecast is not looking good. The weather's looking pretty grim, so I've got the proper brolly up today, and I've set it up first, got the rods out. I'm using the Pacific tuna on the right hand rod over towards the bush on the right hand side where I fished previously. Left hand rod, I've got some well, just using up some leftover bait in the freezer because I've had a delivery of bait and I needed the space, and that's a garlic bait. It really stinks, really proper hums, and I've got that over towards the pads to the left, near where I fished before. I'm fishing the other side of the pads. There's no one opposite me today, so I'm taking advantage of that bit of water. I've seen some fizzing going on this morning when I was setting up. I've seen a few show. I've had a couple of knocks on the right hand rod. I think they're just liners. So yeah, I'm going to get under the brolly, keep dry, and I'll speak to you soon hopefully. Okay guys, catch up time. It's just gone 9 o'clock. Not a lot happening. Not so many fish showing at the moment. There's one just showed the other side of the bush, and I can hear something sucking in the rushes to me right. So nothing on the rods, apart from those couple of twitches early on the right hand rod, and I'm worrying that may have been a tufty that picked it up, because I've seen the tufty hovering over the bait, but who knows. I'll give it a little while longer because it is a good cast. It's in amongst the rushes, and who knows, but I'll give it a little while longer. But I'm thinking of recasting the right hand rod, just to keep you fully informed. The right hand rod, like I say, that's a Pacific tuna bottom bait. I've actually topped it with one of the new Carp Freaks Pop Ups. This is a 12mm pink, and they smell divine. They're very subtle in colour, very subtle pink. I've put the dip that came with it on the boilies as well. When you open it up, you've got a little sachet of booster, so I've put that on, and that totally changes the way the baits smell, become a little bit more pungent. The left hand rod, I'm using the garlic and tuna. It's been in the freezer a while, but I thought I'd use it up to make space for a new delivery I've had, and yeah, so that's on left hand rod. It's fine, it's been in the freezer a while, but it's still good. Stinks to high heaven, really stinky bait. And that's on left hand rod, and basically on that one I've got two bottom baits. I've got no pop-ups or wafters or anything on there, just basically two bottom baits. Both rigs are simple blowback rigs with silicone tube holding the hair in place on the shank. I'm using quite long hairs this week, longer than I've used, but just experimenting a bit, and both of them have got quite long hairs on. Again, we'll see what happens. I may reel the right hand rod in if nothing happens soon, and put a shorter hair on, and yeah, we'll see what gives. But yeah, so rig wise, both rigs are using simple blowback rigs using silicone tube on the shank to hold the hair in place. Both rods have got quite long hairs on this session, longer than I've been using. That's to allow for the double bait I'm using on the left hand rod, and the right hand rod I've done it just a bit longer than normal, just to see if it makes any difference. If it doesn't, I'll shorten it back down again. On the rig, I've got, each rig's got a section of shrink tube acting as a bit of a kicker, and yeah, they're both on soft coated braids about 8 inches long for each rig. The only difference between the rods is I'm using different hook pattern on each. Right hand rod is a wide gape straight, and the left hand rod is a wide gape beak. And again, slightly different to what I've been using. I've been using the short curved hooks. But again, I thought I'd give it a go. Maybe I'm changing too much in one session, but if nothing happens for a while, then I may reel in and go back to what I've been using on here. But in the time being, let's see what gives. The rain's starting to come down now, so I'm going to tuck myself under here, stay dry as much as I can, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, just had this little one, probably about 12, 13 pound maybe, on the Carp Freak Pop Ups. On the Carp Freak Pop Up with a Pacific tuna bottom bait. Actually came from in the corner. So I moved the rods over, I swapped them round, had a recast on both. The right hand rod has become my left hand rod, and that's in the same spot by the tree, but I tucked the other rod down in the towards the rushes, towards the corner, and this one went off. Lovely fight, lovely scrap, a nice lovely stonking mirror. I'll show you the other side. I think the other side's better actually. So there we go, a nice little stonker. What a beaut. Anyway, I'm going to get this one back, get the rod out and try for another. This has been a long time coming though. Okay guys, just starting to rain, so I'll be quick. You've just seen that lovely stunning little mirror I just had. That was on the right hand rod. Left hand rod is where my right hand rod was, so I'm fishing both rods down on the right hand margin. So the fish came closer to the corner to my right. That was on the Pacific tuna bottom bait, topped with a Mark Pictures Carp Freaks Pop Up, the 12mm pink ones. Smell absolutely wonderful. Yeah, so that went off, and like I say, it's just starting to rain, so I'm going to be quick because I don't want the camera getting too wet. Just as I put the fish away, I was going back to the mat to get the net, and the remaining rod tore off, hit into it, connected, and it just dropped off. Excuse me. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but potentially 2 bites within 10 minutes, so it could be a feeding spell. I've got both rods back out, same spots, and we'll give it a little while longer. I'll be making a move soon. I'll start slowly tidying up under my brolly. I've got bits everywhere, so I'll start slowly packing down, as it were, and yeah, if anything happens I'll let you know, but in the meantime, fingers crossed.